Hi folks, my name is Adenka Grandson, and then I'm going to be combining Yoruba with English today to address the issue of Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Yorùbá ló máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ló ń pòwe pé ìran mẹ́ta ò kì í tòṣì. We have had 14 Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò before Gani Adams was designated as the 15th Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò by the Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, which we are grateful to because it's due. Out of the 14 Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò we have had, only 2 have had no military men or military hardwares to support their position. The other 12, wọ́n ní ọmọ ogun, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní nǹkan ogun. But the modern Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, which started from Ààrẹ Akíntọ́lá as the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, he had no military men, he had no military weapon. Ààrẹ Abíọ́lá had no military men and no military weapon. So that was why on the 15th of January 1967, Igbo military officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces murdered Ààrẹ Akíntọ́lá. His successor, Ààrẹ Abíọ́lá, was also murdered by the Hausa Fulani military officer. So these are the 2 modern Yoruba Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò who were summarily killed by the Igbo and the Hausa Fulani. Now, the 3rd generation of the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò we have now had is Gani Adams and our generation. Nigeria is a multicultural country. It is a multi-ethnic society. In a situation whereby we have allowed one of the ethnic groups, which is the Hausa Fulani, to control the presidency of Nigeria, to control the National Assembly, to control the judiciary, to control the Nigerian military and all the intelligence agency, Yoruba land and Yoruba people are now slaves within the Nigerian Federation. As a multi-ethnic society in Nigeria has never gone to war with any of its 4 neighbors. We have 4 neighbors in Nigeria: Benin Republic, Chad Republic, Niger Republic, and Cameroon Republic. These are the Nigerian 4 neighbors. We have never fought a single war with any one of them. But in 1963-64, Hausa Fulani soldiers of the Nigerian Armed Forces murdered 14,528 Yoruba children, women, and men. What did they do? They protested against the imprisonment of Awolowo. Because Hausa Fulani controls the military, they used the military might to exterminate 14,528 Yoruba people. Again, Ààrẹ, you will recollect, in 1993, when Ààrẹ Abíọ́lá won the presidential election, the first Yoruba man to have won the presidential election in Nigeria, that election was cancelled by the Hausa Fulani leadership, including the Sultan of Sokoto and the Hausa Fulani emirs. When the Yoruba youth of 1993 protested, 16,000 of them were killed by the Hausa Fulani military men. This is a disgrace on us. Kí ló dé tí Hausa Fulani ṣe ní agbára láti máa pa Yorùbá? Because the presidency of Nigeria is a Fulani man. The National Assembly is controlled by the Hausa Fulani. The judiciary is controlled by the Hausa Fulani. The Nigerian military is controlled by the Hausa Fulani. The intelligence, all the intelligence agencies in Nigeria are controlled by the Hausa Fulani. But who are the people funding the presidency? It is the Yoruba money and the Niger Delta money. It is the Yoruba money that is funding the National Assembly. All the senators and all the representatives are paid by the Yoruba money, through the Yoruba money and the Niger Delta money. The Nigerian military is funded with the Yoruba money and the Niger Delta money. Nothing substantial is coming from the Hausa Fulani people. Yet, they control all of this. Now, you will agree with me, Ààrẹ, that the position of Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, it is to safeguard and protect the civilization of the Yoruba nation. Ààrẹ, we cannot safeguard the civilization of the Yoruba nation when we have no military, when we have no weapon. As I said, the president of Nigeria is a Fulani man. The commander-in-chief of the armed forces is a Fulani man. The chairman of the Nigerian Council of State is a Fulani man. Yarab Adam is the head of the National Intelligence Agency. Mama Odaora is the head of the Department of State for Security Service, DSS. Abdullahi Dambazu is the Minister for Interior. Ibrahim Idris is the head of the Police, Inspector General of Police. Tuko Burantai is the head of the Army. Sadiq Abubakar is the head of the Air Force. M.X. Usmar is the head of the Defense Intelligence Agency. Muhammad Munguro is the head of the National Security Advisor. Hamed Ali is the head of the Nigerian Customs Service. Jafar Ahmed is the head of the Nigerian Prison Service. Abdullah Muhammadu is the head of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. EFCC Magu is the chairman of EFCC. All the military leadership and all the intelligence agencies in Nigeria are under the command and control of the Hausa Fulani. We cannot fight these people when they are in total control of the Nigerian military, when they are in total control of all the intelligence agency, when they control the presidency, the National Assembly, the judiciary, they control all the major ministry and government parastatals. You cannot be Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò without military men. You cannot be Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò without superior firepower. The 12 Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò before Ààrẹ Akintola were men with military capability, with weapons to defend the civilization of the Yoruba nation. Ààrẹ Akintola had no men and no weapon to defend Yoruba civilization. Ààrẹ Abiola had no men and no weapon to defend Yoruba civilization. You cannot afford to make the same mistake, Ààrẹ Gani Adams. Irometa Okintoshi. We are the third generation. So how can we confront the Hausa Fulani who have taken firm and total control of the Nigerian military and all the intelligence agency in Nigeria? You know, this Nigerian military and the intelligence agency are funded with the Yoruba money, not Hausa Fulani money. So what we have planned to do, Ààrẹ, is this. We are going to conscript and commission the 6 million OPC member into the Yoruba Armed Forces, into the Yoruba Police Services, as well as the Yoruba Border Control Agency. So we are going to use 3 million OPC members and turn them into the Yoruba Armed Forces officers. We are then going to use 2 million out of the remaining 3 million and conscript them into the Yoruba Police Service. And the remaining 1 million will be used to control, to police the entire Yoruba border. How we are going to fund them, that is the next thing you would like to ask me, Ààrẹ Gani Adams. I would like to tell you one fundamental thing. The federal government of Nigeria gets 90% of its revenue from 7 major sources, and I'm going to name them. Number 1 is the NNPC. 80% of the revenue of the NNPC comes from the Niger Delta. The remaining 20% comes from Yoruba land. There is no kobo, no single kobo that is coming from that is NNPC revenue that is coming from the North. The North are not contributing 1 cc to the revenue of the NNPC. The second source of revenue of the federal government of Nigeria is the Nigerian Customs Service. Yoruba alone contribute over 80% of the Nigerian Customs Services revenue. The remaining 20% is contributed all across Nigeria. We are the major contributor to the Nigerian Customs Services. There is another one which is called Federal Inland Revenue Service. The majority of the taxes collected in Nigeria, be it corporate profit tax, 85% of corporate profit tax comes from Yoruba land. You know why this is so? If you check the Corporate Affairs Commission, they have their office at Abuja. They said in their report that 85% of all registered companies in Nigeria are registered within Yoruba land. That means that it is the Yoruba that is contributing 85% of corporate profit tax, corporate income tax. Aside that, we are contributing 80% of the VAT in Nigeria. Lagos State alone is contributing more than 60% of the VAT. By the time we had Ogun State, we had Oyo State, Osun State, Ondo State, Ekiti State, Kwara and Kogi. These are the Yoruba sphere. Yoruba alone is contributing more than 80% of the VAT in Nigeria. What are the Hausa Fulani contributing? Almost next to nothing. We also, the Yoruba, we contribute 85% of education tax. Every registered company in Nigeria must give 2% of their income profit, must pay 2% of their profit as education tax. Because Yoruba have 85% of all registered companies in Nigeria, we Yoruba are the one paying 85% of education tax. There is technology tax, which is 1% of companies' profit. 85% of technology tax in Nigeria is paid by the Yoruba nation. We also talk about withholding tax, in which Yoruba are paying 80% of it. Petroleum profit tax. Let me explain one thing to you. Petroleum profit tax simply means that there are some companies in Nigeria that have been given license by the federal government to lift crude oil. The moment about to get crude oil, you're about to convert here from raw material into finished product like petroleum product. One will go from petrol stations for water. So petrol station, whatever the time, petroleum profit tax also on vehicle owners. According to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, 65% of all registered vehicles in Nigeria are registered in Yoruba. So Yoruba people are the ones paying 65% of petroleum profit tax in Nigeria. So you see all of this. We also pay stamp duty, which is about 70%. We pay capital gain tax, which is 90% that Yoruba are paying. Nigerian Port Authority, all the revenue generated by the Nigerian Port Authority, 95% of its revenue comes from Yoruba land. NIMASA, almost 100% of what NIMASA is generating comes from Yoruba land. So you see all of this, but this money are not benefiting the Yoruba nation. The money simply are benefiting the Hausa Fulani nation. So these are some of the major sources of income we are going to use to pay the OPC member who will be conscripted and commissioned into the Yoruba Armed Forces, into the Yoruba Police Service, as well as the Yoruba Border Control Agency. And let me cite an example to you to see how bad the Yoruba land has turned to under the control of the Hausa Fulani. In a day, Yoruba people will drink 5 million bottles of beer. That's what we're drinking. 5 million bottles of beer. An average price of a bottle of beer is about 300 naira. Now, out of that 300 naira we pay for a bottle of beer, there is what is called VAT, which is 5% of 300 naira. 5% of 300 naira is 15 naira. And when we multiply 15 naira by 5 million bottles of beer, that comes to 75 million VAT. This is what Yoruba are paying on beer per day. Where is this money going to? Abuja, to fund the lifestyle of Hausa Fulani politicians, to fund the lifestyle of Sultan of Sokoto, to fund the lifestyle of Emir of Kano and all other emirs. 75 million ni Yoruba ń san lórí VAT lọ́jọ́ kan. Tá bá dá owó ilé orí medical free healthcare, everybody to want Yoruba ló máa ní free healthcare. And let me also tell you this. Every day, 10 million bottles of soft drink ní Yoruba mú a day. Lójúmọ́ kan. I'm talking about Pepsi Cola, I'm talking about Coca-Cola, I'm talking about 7-Up, I'm talking about La Casera and all other drinks. 10 million bottles of soft drink la mú lọ́jọ́ kan. The average price of a bottle of soft drink is about 100 naira. Now, for every 100 naira we pay on a bottle of soft drink, there is what is called VAT, value added tax, which is 5%. 5% of 100 naira, it is 5 naira. So 5 naira multiplied by 10 million bottles of soft drink, it comes to 50 million. Yoruba every day paid 50 million as VAT for drinking soft drink. Where is this money going to? Abuja, to fund the lifestyle of Hausa Fulani. So they have considered us slave. That's why Timothy saw for Roketa. The first generation was Are Akintola generation. Igbo Wapa. The second generation was Abiola generation. Hausa wọ́n pa. You are the third generation. You must not fail the Yoruba nation. You must not fail the Yoruba youth. And let me tell you something. In 2016, the custom in Yoruba land generated 750 billion. There are 11 customs areas, custom commands across Yoruba land. They generated 750 billion naira. There are 3 customs area commands. Nili Hausa, they only generated 16 billion. Yoruba to generate 750 billion in 2016. Gbogbo wọn yẹn Abuja ló lọ. Àwọn Hausa ló ṣàǹfààní fún. Tobacco 750 billion railway services law. I'ma produce railway to move from Lagos to Ogun to Oyo State to Osun State to Ondo State to Ekiti to Kwara State to Kogi State to Kwara State. We will build railway system for the Yoruba nation. But all the 750 billion generated in 2016 were taken to Abuja for the benefit of Hausa Fulani, could benefit Yoruba. Alright, these are things we have got to change. I would like to remind you to a statement you made in 1995. You remember this book, This House Has Fallen. It was published in year 2000 by Kamia. He actually interviewed you in 1995, where you specifically stated that tí Yorùbá fẹ́ bá máa jàjàgbara kúrò nínú Nigeria pẹ̀lú slavery tá wà lọ́ndà Gàmbàrí, there must be blood. You said it. Kò sí bí Gàmbàrí máa ṣe gba restructuring. They will never accept restructuring. You know why they will never accept restructuring? I'll tell you this. Nígbà tá à ń run regional government, the entire Hausa Fulani North, the Kanuri North and the Middle Belt were paying custom duty to Awolowo. Because Apapa Wharf Awalani, Tinker Port Awalani, Awala Lomi kì í ṣe Hausa ló lomi. The people from Niger Republic were paying custom duty to Awolowo. The people from Chad Republic were paying custom duty to Awolowo. The Cameroonians were paying custom duty to Awolowo. The people in Mali were paying custom duty to Awolowo. The people in Burkina Faso were paying custom duty to Awolowo. That was the beauty of regional government. Owó Yorùbá ni Yorùbá ló ní Apapa Wharf, Yorùbá ló ní everything. Àwọn ọmọ Gàmbàrí ló wà ń bẹ̀ sìn. Láti jọ́ ti change the Federal Capital Territory lọ sí Abuja. Ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo the first time pé ní Yorùbá jẹ́ FCT chairman or minister. Àwọn ọmọ Gàmbàrí ló jẹ́. Yet wọ́n máa tún máa jẹ Gàmbàrí wa lórí nínú omi wa. Àwọn náà ló tún control NPA, Nigerian Port Authority. Àwọn náà ló tún control custom. Àwọn ọmọ Hausa ló ń jẹ custom. Director General Custom, àwọn náà ni Director General NPA, àwọn náà ló ń control ní massa, omi tó jẹ́ omi Yorùbá. The essence of your position is to defend and safeguard the civilization of the Yoruba nation. You cannot achieve your goal without weapon. You cannot achieve your goal without having a military formation. We have to develop the Yoruba Armed Forces. We have to establish the Yoruba Police Services. We have to establish the Yoruba Border Control Agency. Just to close this, there are 5 major factors for a country to be a superpower. Ẹni tí kò bá ní ẹyọ kan nínú márààrún kò lè superpower. 1. Natural resources. The Yoruba has natural resources. We have crude oil, we have limestone, we have bitumen, we have gold, we have limestone, you name it, we have the natural resources. The second factor to become a superpower is shoreline. We have the Atlantic Ocean. Àwọn Hausa olórí burúkú tó ń control wa, wọn ní omi. They don't have Atlantic Ocean. Wọ́n láwọn ní ilẹ̀ ṣá control ilẹ̀ wọn ni. They are still controlling our waterways. They are still controlling our water port. So for a country to be superpower, you must have a shoreline. Yoruba has shoreline. So you use that shoreline to import and export your goods. The third factor that is necessary is population. If you look at the Yoruba in Western Nigeria, you look at the Yoruba in North Central Nigeria, you look at the Yoruba in Central and Southern Benin Republic, you look at the Yoruba in Central Togo, we are more than 50 million in terms of population. So the Yoruba, we have the population. This is the third factor for a country to be a superpower. We have the population in Yoruba land. And the number 4 factor to be a superpower is human resources. We have got the brain. We We have our contemporaries are the white Americans, the English, the Japanese, and the Chinese, and the Russians. Our contemporaries are not Hausa Fulani. Hausa Fulani are not as sophisticated in terms of culture, civilization, education as the Yoruba. The people who have the same sophistication as the Yoruba are the English, the white Americans, the Japanese, the Chinese, the Russians. These are our contemporaries. So in terms of human resources, we've got the brain power. But unfortunately, we have allowed stupid people who do not have the same level of civilization like us, to control the Nigerian military, to control the intelligence agency, to control the presidency, to control the National Assembly, to control the judiciary. So the number 5 factor for a country to be superpower, you know this as well as I know, is homogeneities. Timba wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ timba kígbe eriwo ya màrẹ́ tó máa dá mi lóhùn pé àyàgbó àyàtọ̀. Timba lọ sí Ìlọrin timba kígbe eriwo ya màrẹ́ tó máa dá mi lóhùn àyàgbó àyàtọ̀. Timba lọ sékìtì timba sọ the same thing màrẹ́ tó máa respond sí mi. Timba lọ sóńdó timba sọ the same thing màrẹ́ tó máa respond sí mi. We have one language. These are the 5 major factors for a country to be superpower. We want to be superpower. We do not want to be slave anymore. We do not want the best of our brain to go to America and toil with their life. We do not want the best of our brain to continue to go to Europe and toil with their life. We want to build Yoruba land. We cannot build Yoruba land under the sham unitary system we have. Ìran mẹ́ta ò kí ń tòṣì. Tó bá bàjẹ́ lórí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa run ni. We have wasted 2 generations before us. The generation of Akintola has been wasted. The generation of Abiola has been wasted. You are now the 3rd generation. Tabatoshi. It will take more than 100 years for the next future generation of Yoruba coming to survive. We will be slaves forever. We are better than Hausa Fulani. We are more sophisticated than them. We must put a stop to Hausa Fulani controlling our waterways. We must put a stop to Hausa Fulani controlling our ports. We must put a stop to Hausa Fulani controlling our education. We must put a stop to Hausa Fulani controlling our life. We want to regain back our freedom. That is why I am calling on you. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ lórí yín. Tí ìran mẹ́ta bá tòṣì, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa parun. Ayé àwọn ọmọ wa máa bàjẹ́. Káyé àwọn ọmọ wa máa bàjẹ́ ni mo ṣe ń pè yín. We must have a Yoruba armed forces. We must have a Yoruba police service. And we must have Yoruba border control.